Okay, hello, good day. My topic for today is all about the word or the bestiality, or what we call zoophilia. I know that all of us, it is our first time to hear this word. Now let's start. Let's find out what is the meaning of the word bestiality. Okay, so the word bestiality means uh, sexual activity or sexual intercourse between a person and an animal, including the sexual fantasies. Next is. So here are some cases of bestiality. The first one is the job interview admission. These some cases of bestiality are based from the US, and I know that there are some cases here in the Philippines. The first one, job interview admission. We all know that in the job interview admission, all of us has been asked about our personal information, about the criminal activity that we are involved. So this man interviewing for a job, and he has been asked about the criminal activity that he has been involved. Okay, so the cops or the police say that this man admitted that he molested a 2-year-old and had sex with an animals like horse, dog, and a pig. The second one, puppy sexually assaulted to death. So this case was in year 2006, wherein the two two 6 week old Shih Tzu, or two puppies, are weighing less than 2 pounds and died from being sexually assaulted. So the owner of the two Shih Tzu puppies didn't know what really happened, and the Human Society offered a 5,000 US dollar reward, but the suspect was never being caught. Next is the guy who used puppy to pleasure himself in public. So this guy, according to the adult witness, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. A guy was holding a puppy, and according to the adult witness, the guy was acting like he was using the new puppy's mouth to pleasure himself. Okay, the next one is the unknown poodle rapist. So the story of this is a Phoenix woman's toy poodle went missing one day. That was in year 2006, and that woman stopped looking for it. So the dog magically reappeared or appeared in her backyard. The dog was, or the poodle was, covered in blood and feces, and just like in number three, the dog is also sexually assaulted, and the rapist was never caught also. Okay, so next one. Bestiality as a paraphilic disorder. Paraphilic disorder means intense or recurrent sexual aroused fantasies. Next. So these are the bestiality and sexual assault laws in the United States of America. The first one is the Alabama bestiality. So in this law, it is said that a person commits the crime of bestiality if he or she knowingly first is engages in or submits to any sexual conduct or sexual contact with an animal. And then, it is easy for us to understand in the first sentence, okay? So, all of these bestiality and sexual assault laws has a different punishment. Next is the second one is the Arkansas bestiality. So it is said here that a person commits bestiality if he or she performs or submits to any act of sexual gratification, involving the animal, his or her animal sex organs. So the punishment for this is class A misdemeanor. Okay, so when we say class A misdemeanor, it is to 1 year in jail. The next one is the Georgia bestiality. A person commits the offense of bestiality when he performs or submits to any sexual act with an animal involving the sex organs of the one. So it is also like the Arkansas bestiality. The punishment for this is the felony or imprisonment for not less than 1 nor more than 5 years. Next one is the next one is the Idaho or the crime against nature punishment. So it is said here that every person who is guilty of the infamous crime against nature committed with mankind or with animals. So since animal is including in our nature, so the punishment for this is also a felony or imprisonment in the state prison not less than 5 years. The next one is the Kansas criminal sodomy, aggravated criminal sodomy. So in this case, criminal sodomy involves sodomy between a person and an animal, causing a child or engage or the child is engaged like 14 years old in any sodomy with any person or an animal. So subsection between any person and the animal is a class B, non-person misdemeanor, and subsection A, causing child between 14 and 16 to engage with an animal is a severity level 3 person for felony. Okay, so it also involves imprisonment. The next one is the Massachusetts cruelty to animals. So it is said here in this case, so a person who willingly engages in sexual contact with an animal or advertises, offers, accept an offer for, or sells, transfers, purchases, or otherwise obtain an animal with the intent that the animal be used for sexual contact. So it was in this case or in this law, it is said uh, about an animal, okay, sexual contact with an animal. So, and also the punishment for this is felony. So, first offense is imprisonment in the state prison for not more than 7 years, or by imprisonment in a jail or house of correction for not more than 2.5 years, and by a fine of not more than 5,000 US dollar, or by both such fine and imprisonment. So, the first offense and the second or subsequent offense is also uh, are both similar. So the offenses are both similar, meaning to say, you will be imprisoned in a jail, or both such fine, or you are going to give 5,000 US dollar, or both, or both, or when we say both, you're going to give 5,000 US dollar and imprisonment. So next one. So these are the countries that legality of bestiality by okay, the legality of bestiality by a country. So the green color talks about the bestiality is legal, and the next one is the yellow color, illegal if animal is forced but legal if animal is not forced, meaning to say the country has the authority if they are going to allow it or not. The next one is this color, meaning to say it is depend on the state if it's either illegal or legal. The next one is this color like this, meaning to say in that country the bestiality is illegal, so there is a penalty. And look at this color, the color red. I don't know which country it is, but in this country the bestiality is illegal, so the punishment is up to life imprisonment. And look at these two countries, the maroon, color maroon. Okay, so in this country, the bestiality is illegal. The punishment for this is up to death penalty. And we can see the unclear or the unknown countries. Next. So what are the effects of having sexual intercourse to animals? The first one is leptospirosis. Why leptospirosis? Since if you if the human are going to have a sexual intercourse with an animal, since all we don't know what the animals, if they have any virus or bacteria living in their body. So if the human are going to have a sexual intercourse with them, maybe the person can get the viruses or the bacteria that has an animal have. The second one is echinococcosis, rabies, penile cancer, and high risk of injury. So penile cancer is the most common effects if the person is having a sexual intercourse with a human. So the next one is allergic reaction. Okay, next. Okay, so these are some references for of my reports. So that's the end of my report, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.